friends, this is a Bijou Baker. I'm Maria. Today I'm going to make a banana cake. Not banana bread, banana cake. Lighter, fluffier. Now, what goes best with bananas? Peanut butter. So I'm going to fill it with a peanut butter cream cheese icing. I'm going to ice it with the cream cheese icing, and then I'm going to play with chocolate on it. What goes better with peanut butter? Chocolate. Chocolate, peanut butter, and banana. Oh, all in one bite. Oh yeah, I'm ready. So I'm going to show you a few tricks. You guys are going to want this recipe in your arsenal. You will. It's good. All right, let's go play. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to mash the heck out of these babies. I got about 3 bananas. Depending on the size, you want to end up with about a cup and a half. But this is a huge trick for making banana cake and banana bread. You really want them mashed well. And these are super, super ripe. Don't try to do this with bananas that are not ripe. You're just not going to get the same amount of sugar. And that's essentially why while you're mashing them, to make them blend well. But you're also pulling, every time you break this, you're getting some sugar out. So you really want to break the heck out of these things. And I'm doing this before I even preheat my oven, before I get out my pans, before I get my mise en place things in place. I'm just going to mix this and cover it. When you cover it, you don't need to add lemon juice or anything to keep it from browning. Air, if you remember, is the first enemy of food, especially ripe food like bananas and avocados and peaches and such, apples. So I'm going to mash this pretty good, and I'm going to make banana soup. That's essentially what I want. Okay, with this, I'm going to leave it and I'm going to cover it. And I'll come back and I'll mix it a couple more times. It's nice and airtight. This will sit. You'll watch how it changes. It won't get darker, good, because it's covered, but it will get a lot juicier. Okay, so my mise en place. My bananas are getting nice and juicy and sweet when I smash them. I have those off to the side. And this is the rest of the ingredients. And you guys are really going to want to keep track of this recipe. You're going to want this in your arsenal. It's amazing. I've got 3 cups of flour, half a teaspoon of cinnamon, teaspoon of salt, teaspoon of baking soda, 3 large eggs. I always use the jumbo eggs in my baking. Cup of sugar, half a cup of dark brown sugar. That molasses is also going to add into the sweetness of it. 2/3 cup of butter, and a half cup of buttermilk, and of course vanilla. First thing I'm going to do is cream the butter. Is to always mix your dry ingredients first. That way I don't have to stop to do this. You just want to combine them. And yes, that is a little whisk. It's cute, huh? Okay, anyways, that's done. Get back to the wet mixture. Every time you add your eggs, remember to add your vanilla at that time. That way you just got a rhythm going with your baking. So I'm going to put this on low, and I'm going to add some flour, and then alternate with the buttermilk. Some flour. Well, let's try putting it in the bowl. It happens. And buttermilk. This is a dense cake, but it's actually, it bakes light. Man, it smells so good. That's good. Now I'm going to take this off and I'm going to put the bananas in and fold them in by hand. All right, so these are the bananas. They've been sitting for about 20 minutes. No color change, which I love because of the wrap. But can you see the juices? Can you see the sugar? Almost like scrambled eggs. I mean, it's just soupy and runny and pure heaven. And it tastes amazing. Oh my gosh, so sweet. All right, so you can see how thick this is. It's almost like a yeasted bread. Weird. But now I'm going to put this all in. And just mix it in. Really gently. I don't want to overbeat this. But I definitely want to make sure it's all combined well. See how thin it just gets with this? All that sugar. Beautiful. And this will make a lot. This will make a very full quarter sheet. I've got 3 8-inch pans. They're not going to be super high, but they'll be the perfect length, the height. Now remember, when I do my cakes, I only use a parchment paper. That's all I use. I don't flour it and dust it and spray it, or that's it. This is all you need. As it bakes, it's going to rise. As it's cool, it's going to shrink, and it'll pull away from the sides. Some people are only comfortable measuring from here. All right, well, you do what you're comfortable with. I'm going to just eyeball. Because the truth is, if one is too high, I'll just cut that off and eat it. And you know I'm a scraper. These will rise. They won't get too high. But I kind of like the idea of 3 layers. Now, ordinarily, when you fill up a pan, cupcakes or cake, you want this to go about 2/3 high. So you can do 2 8-inch pans. You can do 4 6-inch pans. That's actually what I'll be decorating. And it's a really, believe it or not, it's a light cake. You can see those beautiful chunks of banana in there. All right, this goes in the oven. I'm going to put this in the oven at 285 degrees for about 35 to 40 minutes. Low and slow. That's going to give me a nice even rise. Okay, the cakes are almost out of the oven. I'm going to make the icing. It's super simple. On one of my very first videos, I showed you how to make just a buttercream icing. It's all basically the same thing. I'm just switching this up and using cream cheese and peanut butter. And I'm making a double batch. So when you see the ingredients here, just understand that it is a double batch, but I want a lot because it's good. Okay, so I've got the cream cheese. It's softened. It has to be at room temperature or you're just going to be working way too hard for nothing. Leave it sit, let it get soft and smushy to the touch, and you're good to go. And this is Neuchâtel. It's not a brand, it's a type. It's just a lower fat cream cheese. Again, if I don't taste the difference, I'm not going to add what I don't really need. So I've got 2 bricks of the cream cheese, and I'm going to just really let it work. And there are only a few ingredients to cream cheese icing. I'm going to put in the vanilla. And I'm going to put in some peanut butter at this point. Now, I am going to use the word some. So for this double batch, I will say, I don't know, maybe a cup. How does a cup sound to you? It's peanut butter, so you know it's thick. All right, let's try that. That looks like about a cup. Oh man, that smells great. All right, not too much work there. This is going to be a stiff icing, which is really what I want. I'm going to add a 2-pound bag of powdered sugar. Sounds crazy, right? But there's a lot here it needs to sweeten, and I still need it thicker. Then I'm just going to put in a little bit of milk or water or whatever liquid flavoring you want, and because you're going to need it to be spreadable, you're going to need to work with it. Yes, I put it all in at one time. So flip it on high. No, don't. I'm joking. I'm joking. You're going to make it snow. Cover it and just play with this and let it kind of lock it, because it's going to get heavy and it's going to work your machine. That's all right. Just let it. You can see it moving, right? It's got some work in there. All right, I'm going to add the milk. You know what? I'm going to move it around because, by the way, this right here, if you wanted to start off with the base of a cookie, I've never done it, but as soon as I'm looking at this dough, I'm thinking, I think I might make a cookie out of this. Well, not this particular recipe because I got my plan for the day, but and how much milk? I'd say I used 2 tablespoons. I want more milk. 3 tablespoons. And I'm gonna let it whisk away. Don't be afraid of this thing. I put it on high. I have it at 6 out of 10. And you can see it getting creamier. So in the beginning, it was probably intimidating you. Don't let it. You're better than that, baby. All right, let's take a look. Ooh, it's nice and thick. And spreadable. Hello, gorgeous. Still have to work. That's beautiful. It's not, if this were too thin, this right here would break. That little strand right there would break. That's telling me it's firm enough to hold a rose. That is my buttercream test. If it'll hold a rose and it'll hold a shape, those soft peaks are telling me it's going to be easy to spread. Yes. This is ready. Cakes are out of the oven, or they're in the oven ready to come out. They have to cool completely 100% to the touch like anything else. Otherwise, the heat will melt all your goodness here. Okay, can I tell you, I haven't decorated a cake in about a year. No reason, no reason. There's a lot of work to it. That's not really the reason. But I am so excited to play with this one. And it's not going to be a birthday kind of decoration. It's going to be a dessert kind of decoration, and they're different. This is just like for the wow factor kind of thing. Birthday cakes are too, but they're different. See those layers? They're just, they ought to make that smell in candles or something, but really this good. So they're good, they're cooling, we're almost ready. I'm going to get some things, my finishing work done, and then we're gonna play. First thing I'm gonna do is I've tempered some more chocolate, and I'm just gonna make a couple of chocolate decorations. The thing I like about this is that can't do them wrong. It's just playtime. Okay, this is nice, thin, and the temperature is perfect. So I'm gonna let this sit for just a quick bit while I explain what I'm gonna do. So I've got, this is just so that you can see, because you wouldn't be able to see this on here, you wouldn't know what I'm doing. So I've got 3 acetate strips, just really in no size. I had these extras. Oh, guess what? They happen to be perfect. So I'm going to smear some chocolate on it, and then I'm going to use, this is a side scraper for cakes, so you get different edgings. I'll use one. I'll use one on this cake so you can see. And they're just going to give you different designs. This is the one I want because I want deep grooves into the thing. I'm going to make stripes. All right. So this is still a little warmer than I'd like. I'm going to sit here and just mix it a bit to cool it off. Okay. And this is a milk chocolate. You want it cool to the touch, or I'm sorry, warm to the touch. And this just kind of putting the air in just kind of cools it off. All right. Mostly I like doing that because I get to taste that stuff. I know, I know. All right, let's play. It's kind of hard to, because these are curled already, it's kind of hard to work with them, but that's all right. I'm going to do it. I'm just going to spread it, and then the weight of the chocolate will keep it down. This little divot right here is actually coming from my, I don't want that. I want it completely, well, as flat as I can get it. So I am going to work on this. I'm just going to hope that you can see what I'm doing here. I have no problem getting this stuff on the counter. All right. Now I'm going to take this end here, and I'm just going to run it across. With this, I'm going to get just a wide mouth, wide rimmed glass, and I'm just going to let it, I'm going to put it inside and let it sit. Sweet. And it will stay like that until I'm ready for it. I'm going to do the others. Icing here. I don't think I need to keep it covered, but, and my bag. Now, if you've never filled, you're a beginning baker and you've never used a pastry bag, the easiest way to fill this thing is to make it your glove. So you're going to take it down. This is a pretty big one. I think this one is a 21 inch. And then you have a perfect glove to squeeze things and help it out along. And you don't want to fill it too much. Saying that, I'm probably going to fill it a lot because I got to do. But when you're starting off, don't worry so much about. I'd rather you fill it many times than hurt yourself. Because this stuff can icing when you're working with it a lot, you can get carpal tunnel. I've had it 3 times. 2 in one hand and 1 in the other. And it's not fun. All right, I'm just going to give a thin. I really don't want it too thick because I've got a few layers and I don't want it to bombard and overpower. Some decorators just put a mound on there, and okay, I'm just saying it's not for me. Some might think I put too little, so all right, let me just appease you. Remember, there's 3 layers of cake and 2 layers of icing plus the top layer, so it's a beautiful cake, huh? I love the width of it because I don't have to cut this in half. So the top is always the bottom on your cakes. Smush them in there, make them friends, and do it again. The banana cake, it is quite simply one of the most amazing cakes because it's not overpowering. And this peanut butter cream cheese icing is not overpowering either. You see how easy that was because I just used the liner? Mushy, whooshy, mushy, mushy, mushy. Beautimus. I'm going to fill this up. I usually have a pastry, a cake icer, which is a wide rimmed. I don't have it on, and I'm not going to bother with it, so I'll just spin it around. This is the part that is my absolute, it heals me. It just heals me. All right, let me fill this up. Once you have the next part in, you're gonna have these air pockets. If you've ever decorated cakes with little boys, there's something about the way that this bag farts that just tickles them. I'll tell them, all right, the bag's gonna fart. No, wait, no, wait. Okay. All right, so rather than refill it, I'm getting all this out. I'll probably use this to decorate, but since I don't know, I'm not gonna worry about it. Put a little bit more on top, and away we go. Man, that peanut butter, yay! I should probably have you on this side so you can see what I'm doing, right? All right, let me switch you over. Better, better. Put a lot on, take a lot off. I can feel the cream cheese part of this. It's set perfectly. And this is where you want to add more rather than try to patch what's here, because then you can be taking crumbs off. And you absolutely want a crumbless cake. So when I'm doing this, I'm kind of smushing it into the side and pulling it back. Smushing it in. Smushing it in, and yes, that's an official verbiage. That's my verbiage. And don't worry about it. Put as much as you need to. Don't worry about, well, on TV they only do it 5 times. You don't know what they do on TV, let me tell you. Okay, so this one has several different sides. Oh, hello, where are you? I don't know. I'll use this side only because this one's longer. And I'm going to go backwards here again, but it's my habit. One long stroke, even. Now, what happened here was this part was higher than the other. That's all right. See how easy it is to fix? It's so easy. And you want to go higher than the cake, because then it'll all be even. One more time. And then you just kind of swoosh it off. You're going to be lifting it as you're leaving it. Okay? It's very awkward for me, but I want you to see what's going on here. So with these tips, I'm going to take it and I'm going to pull it to the center. Now, if this were a birthday cake, you would really want to spend a lot of time on making it flat and even and perfect. A lot of this is going to get covered up. So it doesn't matter. For my particular cake, this will work. If you need to clean your tools off every single stroke, then do it. You see what I'm doing here? I'm kind of piling it in the middle. And then I'm going to spin it around to get that part off. All right, for this cake, this is good. This is set. I'm going to go ahead and get the chocolate stuff. Okay, one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to melt just a little bit of peanut butter, and I'm going to drizzle that around the top. And I'm going to use a paper, a paper triangle, parchment paper. So I'm going to show you how to make a bag out of this. Pardon my back, but this is how you're going to see it better. You're going to take your finger here and you're going to line them up pointed side down, okay? And you're going to just twist your wrist to catch this end, and then twist this over and bring these three pieces together. When these three pieces meet, you've got your perfect cone. And then, let me see, can you see that hole? I want to determine the size of the hole, so I'm just going to finagle this back and forth until I have it closed. Until I have it closed. Okay, now I'm going to pour the peanut butter in here and drizzle. Until you get to a place where you're comfortable holding it just like this, you can fold it back and kind of hold it into place that way. In fact, I am going to do that so I can fill this and use both hands. This can get messy. I'm going to stop here if I need to go back to get more. It's there. But when you fold it, hopefully, you're sealing it off so it's not gonna come out. I think I'm gonna need more. And then you just determine how much you want to drizzle down, minus the paper. Okay, looks boring, right? Well, that's okay, because I'm going to come in and just squidge, squidge, squidge. And that'll give me the drizzle. So close. Can she do it, folks? Can she do it? Bet your button I'm going to try. And this did a couple of things. It made it look great, yes, and it covered any unevenness that was there. But remember, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter because all that other chocolate goodness is going to come on top. All right, so I'm just going to put a few rosettes on top, just for height. And it's just a swirl. That's all there is to that. One more on top. All right, now we're going to get the chocolate goodies. Okay, so I took these out of the glass and lifted them. And I'm just going to roll them out very, very gingerly because they're just going to be very delicate chocolate ringlets. These are so fun to do. I put them in the refrigerator just a tiny bit. Remember, the heat of your hand will melt these babies. But they make amazing decorations. There's no right way, there's no wrong way. Just cover this baby with this delicious chocolate. Do you want them going down the sides? Put them down the sides. I like the curly cues on those things. All right, last one. Let's just see what we can do with this. And you don't want this in the refrigerator too long. Oh, perfect. I'm gonna put this right on the counter and work from there. This is the kind of dessert that everyone's going to just want. They're just going to want the chocolate. It is a very delicate. And I have a leaf here. One was too thin, so that was not going to work. The other one is perfect, and I'm going to just put one right in the center. Doesn't that look fun? And I don't want to put, that's crazy, right? I don't want to put anything else because I don't want to forget that it is a banana cake inside there. Oh. I love the extras. I love that there's extras. All right. What do you think? You want some? I do. Man, I wish you can smell this. This is heaven on a plate. I guess once a cake decorator, always a cake decorator. I don't know why I haven't decorated a cake. That needs to stop. We're gonna play again. That's it. Banana, peanut butter, chocolate cake. All right, my friends, until next time, happy baking.
Ah, that was fun. Don't forget to like and subscribe.